Welcome back to Judith Plains, Montana. I'm BEP, and this is the 555 Challenge. We are in December, guys. We are in our cornfield getting some harvesting done. I want to make sure we harvest this field across driving this way. I don't know if it's something about this map or course play, but a lot of the courses tend to follow the short edge of the field. So I set it up to do that, but we have to start at the other end. That's where it wanted to be. So I'm just cutting our way around to get to that other side so we can get started. And then we'll get the case quad track all set up to run grain cart. And we have our Volvo VNX ready to be on the field side and receive all of the corn. The exciting news is with the corn harvest, we will have all of the necessary items to start making whiskey. We will have to dry the corn first, but after it's dry, we will be ready to start making whiskey. And I think at this point, with the $384,000 we have in the bank, it is going to be a matter of leasing that production first and foremost rather than buying it. We'll probably end up buying it eventually in the end when we have a little bit more money, but for right now, I think leasing is going to be our best option. I did make a couple, but one really big change on the farm between episodes. We'll go over and explore that. We did finish the baling of the hay on the hay field. And we got, I think, just about 72, 73 hay bales off of there. They're still on the field. We still have to get them up. So we've got a little bit of work to do today on getting that done. And here we are, guys. Just going to set this guy loose at the starting point. Okay. Where are we going there, friend? All that work to get you where you needed to go. Oh, he needs to turn around. I understand. Well, the good news is he won't pick up a lot of corn on the way out if he's going this way. Okay, all set and good to go. Excellent. While he's doing that, let's run down here and grab the case quad track. And I gotta figure out, I'll have to drive the case around and get it on the field behind the harvester here. Otherwise, it will be in the harvester's way. So let's go ahead and take a trip around the field. You can see all of our hay bales over there. I'm very excited to show you guys what we did overnight. Really opened up the farm quite a bit and got us some much needed room and storage, but I don't want to go too far into it before we actually get there, so we'll save the rest until we are there. So once we get behind the harvester on this side, we'll set the case quad track up and have them running grain cart. I will then get the Volvo on the field edge ready to go and empty the grain cart. And then we'll have to figure out how much corn we're drying, how much corn we're putting right into the silo, and how much is going straight to Jack Daniels to get us what we need. So I think the harvester's going to back up here and take up some space. So let's try not to be in its way. How hard are you going to cut that corner, guy? Okay, so not too bad. Back up now. And turn. Perfect. All right. Combine unload. Let's just make sure that we have the right field selected. Sometimes it tends to forget. Yeah, it still thinks we're on the barley field. We don't want that. We want it running right alongside our combine here. Okay, so the Volvo will pull out over here. Let's get the tarp opened up. Such a nice sound to it, a nice mechanism for that tarp opening. Really like that. I think we'll park him just right along the long side of the field over here. Try to keep him out of the way. Maybe even put him down past the goat pasture, the sheep pasture fence, just to make sure we don't end up with any conflicts with the fence. So he's behind the harvester now too. He is good to go. Let's run back here and let's grab our Super Duty and go pick up some bales, and then we can go over some of the changes. So I'd love to use our big trailer because we have, I think, like I said, 72 or 74 bales. So we have a lot, but the Volvo's busy doing other things. So we'll just use our trusty pickup truck and make some trips. I think that should put us in bale pickup mode. Yep, there we are. So the baling went really well. The cleanup went really well. We got a bunch of hay off the field. I did spend quite a bit of time trying to manipulate some sort of bale storage into one of the existing spaces that we already had, like into the sheep barn, because there's a really nice hayloft in there. It'd be really nice if someone did a map edit and we got got storage up there, because there's just a ton of space up there. So let's go ahead and just give this a quick stop and start. That tends to kick it over. There we go. So the big change on the farm, I just needed a spot to store the bales and have a little bit more flat land to store some implements and everything else. I love the sheds, but I like open sheds where I can back stuff in and put stuff in bays. So we had a major construction project and we opened up this whole area over here to the right. We filled in the ravine, removed just a couple of trees. I think it was 2. Put in this nice shed with some bale storage in it. So here we go, picking that up. And then if you look on the top side, just there on the corner, you can see we have some solar panels on top as well. So my thought with this bale shed is that if we stack the bales along the back like that, we can still afford to put equipment in front of it in here, so we get some of our equipment we're having a hard time storing put away and out of the elements as well. So heading back out, let's grab some more bales, see how many we're going to get off of here. I didn't even count how many were on the first load, so we'll have to do a better job of keeping tracks. I'm assuming we're going to get 3 or 4 loads of bales off of this field. So let's see. How many rows do we have? 6 by 3, so we have 18 up top, plus 1 is 19, if I'm doing that math correctly, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. 6 by 3 is 18, plus 1 is 19. So we get 19 bales per trip. So we're currently at 38 bales off this field and still have, I mean, I assume that's at least 1 full and then probably a partial trip as well. We are going to need to spend some money, and we are running low on money, which is definitely not the way we wanted to be. $384,000 in the bank. We had to spend some money on the shed. We bought some more cows, sheep, and chicken again at the beginning of the month, trying to get our livestock pool up and robust. But we are going to need a row planter to put corn in. So I've been watching in the sale. There hasn't been one. I did notice, or I did remember this morning, that We need probably, I think it's propane for the corn dryer. And we certainly could lease something. I think there's a propane trailer in the sale that might just be worth getting for us to have long term. I don't know that I'd buy a new one, only because we probably will only use it once or twice a season. But if there's a used one in there and it's a good deal, then maybe we just take advantage of that. So I'll have to look and see. We can just actually pop in right now and take a quick look. The corn dryer runs on propane, holds up to 1 million liters of propane. We're not going to have that much, not anytime soon. But we don't have any now, so we will need some propane to get the corn dryer up and running, so we can then take some dry corn over to the Jack Daniel's whiskey plant. So a couple things we'll need to look into today. So this is our third trip, so we should be at 57 bales. And I'm thinking this last one's probably not going to be a full load at all, but we'll get it all up regardless. Grab some of these, grab some of those, get them all back to the shed. Yeah, I think we're going to be just short of a full load up here. Not bad, though. So 57 plus 12 would be 69, plus 3 would be 72. So it was up 72. Hold on a minute, making a liar out of myself. 73 and 74. So we get 74 bales off that field, guys. That is a huge, huge hay harvest, which is going to be great for feeding our sheep and for making TMR for the cows when the time comes. Go ahead and give a quick brake pump here and get those straps on so we can get them released. No, it's not going to do it because we're not full. There we go. We can make it happen. So as I said, I really liked this shed because it stacks the bales along the back. So if you look here, they come across the back row, so we could still slide some vehicles in here into these bays and get that. And I think this thing holds 420, yeah, 420 bales. So we are just about a fifth of the way full with that. So we have lots of room for expansion and more bales as we have more animals, because we have 2 cow barns that hold 500 cows, a sheep pen that holds 500 sheep, and I believe our chicken coop holds 500 animals as well. So we could get heavily into livestock and husbandry, and we could end up needing that. So let's grab the beast. We're going to drive over, check on the corn harvest, as well as make sure our greenhouses are filled up and topped off. And we could always throw the versatile into the grass field with the fertilizer spreader to get that back up to maximum as well when we get a chance, maybe a little bit later. It seems like we've got the headland done. Here comes the harvester. Yeah, working away. That's great news. Anything in the truck yet? Let's see. Nope, nothing in the truck yet. But I see, yep, the case is moved. It's over there by the whiskey factory, so we've emptied at least once. So that is good news. Swing down here. Throw some water in our greenhouses. I haven't actually checked to see when the rice and sunflower oil is at its best price, so we may need to look at that while we're filling this stuff up today. Oh, great. We're already topped off. Super. I didn't remember if I came in and did morning chores or not today, but apparently we did, so that is good news. Let's take a quick look while we're here and see about the best price for our sunflower oil. Looks like it's going to be in March. Sunflower oil. Yep, in March. We don't have a great price now. Our rice oil is best in June, so we have some time on that as well. So no need to sell anything today. The canola oil is still at a great price. A little below the max, but not too bad. So, all right, well, I'm going to take this guy back. We'll let the corn harvest continue. And when that's wrapping up, I'll bring you guys back in, and we'll figure out a plan for the corn, the dry corn, and the whiskey factory. See you guys in a minute. We are back with a full load of corn in the Volvo. There's still some left over in the grain cart, and our harvester is full, so we've got to get some of this unloaded so we can keep the field work going, man. This Volvo 500 horsepower is still struggling with this load of corn. It must be heavy. So let's go get all this into the silo. I think we'll do some redistribution here at the end and figure out what we want to do as far as what corn is going to directly to Jack Daniels, what corn is going into the dryer, so we can maximize our profits. So let's get through this little tight turn here. Only took out a couple of signs. And when we pull in here, may as well pull up the Jack Daniels production and check the recipe. I don't know if it's 1-to-1 on dry corn and regular corn, or if it's more of one than the other, but that's what we want to check and see. So here we are. We can drop the corn in here, but before we do that, I don't know if we can actually check it without purchasing it. So I may have to go over there and just go check it out and see. But for right now, let's put 73,000. Man, look at that rear suspension unload when that corn is out of there. That must have been a very, very heavy load. So let's head back to the field and get the rest of the corn out of here. Those little wood stops for the walkway there have gotten me so many times. So let's see. I think we're going to have to lease the Jack Daniels facility regardless. So maybe I'll just run over there once we have the Volvo set up again for unloading and check and see what the actual recipe is. And then we can make our decision. So get the top opened up. Stay out of our barley. Don't want to end up driving on any of our crop. Flip around here. And there we go. So, running through the corn, over to the Jack Daniels facility. We hop the fence? We can. Where do we think the... I don't have any idea where the trigger is on this one. Let's just go ahead and turn on interactive zone markers real quick. Up there. Should have known. Alright, so if we lease the facility, $657 a day. Okay, we're going to lease it. We have to know what the recipe is. So it is 12 corn to 6 dry corn to 3 barley and 12 water. So we're going to have it's 2/3 corn, 1/3 dry corn. So we have 73,000 liters of corn already. We're probably going to get another, maybe we hop into the grain cart and just see how much we've got, because we are about done. That may be the last, second or third to last pass for the harvester. Let's see what we have. Yeah, already 38,000 in here. So 73 and 38, we're looking at 111 plus what's left. We'll call it 120. So 2/3, 1/3 would be about 80,000 liters of dry corn and 40,000 liters of dry corn, and the dry corn is not quite 1-to-1, so we'll have to monitor that as well. So it looks like, yeah, we are going to have just about one more pass after this one for the harvester. Am I seeing this right? Are these our chickens? What are the chickens doing in the middle of the cornfield, guys? That seems pretty far away from our farm. But I don't know where else they would have come from. Okay, well, I guess that's how that's going to work. So, great. When this guy is done, I am going to take over for him. And we'll just get him pulled up out of the way. Let the harvester go back to work. And we'll get this emptied into our new trailer. Alright, here we go. And then we'll be able to put the rest from the combine directly into the trailer. So 46,000 liters here. I'd call it probably another 8 or 10 in there. So yeah, we're going to be 120, 140,000 liters of corn off the field. That's pretty good. That'll produce some whiskey, it seems like. All right, so that guy is just about emptied there. While he is doing that, let's jump into the combine and be ready to have him finish. All right, so yeah, he's already got 14, 15. Man, I hope he gets to the end of this row before he fills up. He may have another 20. I'd be getting more out of this than we thought, guys. Yeah, it's not going up that fast. It's only a partial width row, so not a big deal. We will have to come back and get the straw off this field, so we can figure all of that out. And I think if we set everything upright, we should be able to have our corn dryer distribute directly into the Jack Daniels production. Let's go ahead and turn this guy off. We got a couple of corn stalks on either end just from turning the corners. Let's try to grab those. Not that it's going to make a huge difference, but every little bit helps. All right. Get the corn header folded up. Get our auger out. It's another 16,768 liters of corn. There we go, right in the front corner for you. That looks like the Volvo is going to be relatively full there, guys. It was 43 plus 16 is what? 59,000 out of the 73 we can take on in total capacity, so not too shabby. That was a good corn harvest. Those two chickens sitting over there's a third one. There are chickens in our cornfield. I do not understand, guys. But hey, maybe I'm not supposed to. All right, let's fold him up. Excellent. The quad track can be pulled away from the truck and turned off because it is done as well. Get it off the road. All right, and let's go get a total count on our corn so we can make a plan for the corn dryer and the Jack Daniels production. Yeah, 62,700 plus the other 73, so we're at 135,000. We do a third each, we'd be at what? So 45 would be 135, so that's about what we're going to need on each. So we should put just about 90 into the Jack Daniels facility of straight corn, and then we will have about 45,000 liters of dry corn available to us when the time comes. So I may just try to put this into the corn dryer now. Put a little more than 45 because it's not quite 1-to-1, which would leave us with, let's see, 17,000 in here. Chickens coming out the back, watch out. All right, so got to empty this to about 17. Okay, 16.5, that will work. We do not have propane to run the corn dryer. That is one of the things we're going to have to work out. So let's take a load of corn over to the Jack Daniels facility. All right, just waiting for that to open up. Corn dryer, yeah, 46,250, 500 to 425 on the dry corn. So that will work. Now, I did mention that I thought we had a propane tank in the sale. Let's see. Tankers. Does this hold propane? It sure does. 36,000. Wow, that is an orange tanker. Wow. That is bright. I was not expecting that wheel setup. Okay. Fenders. Like we probably should have those. We definitely want it set up for propane. I feel like propane tanks are generally white. Not feeling like orange is the color that should be. Rim color black. We'll go ahead and do that. All right. So that's what we're going to go up to the shop and pick up and bring back with the propane, which I'm not sure where that is as of right now. So we'll go drop this corn off at the Jack Daniels facility. And let's see, we have 73, and how much corn do we have left? Another 16. So yeah, we're right there. 80, we're like 79,000 liters. No, I'm sorry, 89,000 liters right there at that 45-90 split we wanted to get the 2/3, 1/3. So that worked out really, really well. I'm going to drive this guy over to the Jack Daniels plant. We'll empty the corn. I think we're going to leave the trailer there, and then I will head up to the shop and pick up our propane trailer and meet you guys there, because I honestly don't know where we fill with propane on this map. Gonna have to ask the guys at the shop about where to get propane. I'm trying to think if we've seen it. I can't remember a spot that had propane. So, oh goodness gracious. That's on me, guys. Sorry. Swinging wide, not paying attention. Okay, so right into the Jack Daniels facility. Up, and away on the scale. Does it tell us how much we weigh? 77,149.7 pounds, guys. I'd say that is some heavy, heavy corn. We will also have to run our barley back over here at some point, but we're in no rush to do that. We got to get the dry corn back again. Man, again, that suspension unloading is such a nice animation on this trailer. This is tight quarters in here. Apparently they are not semi-truck friendly at the Jack Daniels facility. Man, I don't know if I can make this corner, guys. That car is going to make this really, really tough. Okay, let's try getting a little further out and cutting a little harder. Oh, just squeaked it out. Just barely, guys. All right. I'm going to leave this guy here. I'm going to go pick up our propane trailer and see you guys up at the dealership. We have our new propane tank, guys. Looks good behind the Volvo. The guys at the shop were very helpful in getting us directions to the propane fill station, which is actually just down here around the corner down at the Tractor Supply. So we're actually right here and ready to grab it. So let's see. In here, I suspect it's probably the large tank labeled propane. Okay, so let's go ahead and get squared up here. This is a long, long propane trailer. Okay. We want to fill with propane. Not a very fast fill, but we will see. And what we said, the propane corn dryer has a 1,000,000 liter capacity, so, and it's 50 propane for basically 500 corn, so twice that. So let's see, take off a 10. Yeah, so we're gonna need a full tank. We'll just go with that. It'll last us a long time. It's not costing us that much money. Probably only need about 10,000 liters of propane, but we'll take the full 32 since we bought the trailer. Okay. Heading back out. Heading down to the farm. I think we're going to get the propane in, the corn drying, and then I will, between episodes, go ahead and get the straw picked up from the corn, get the plowing done if that is needed, get the barley over to the Jack Daniels facility, and probably run several rounds of water over there as well. I'm going to start with our little Abbey tanker and our Beast, which is going to be sort of silly driving the side-by-side down to the Jack Daniels facility. But I don't know how much water it's going to take compared to the rest of it. So if we need to find a bigger water container, we'll have to investigate that further. But for right now, we'll just start running it that way to get it started, with the hope being that the Jack Daniels is going to be a significant source of income for us. We are using the crops off of our two big non-grass and silage fields, so we need it to really bring in some cash to make it worth the commitment to use that land for those purposes, rather than, you know, doing flour and bread or corn oil or any other of the other items that we could do with those fields. So I'm hoping that the Jack Daniels is a good money maker for us. Trailer drives pretty nice, I gotta say. Not a bad trailer to haul. Certainly not as heavy as the corn trailer was. when we brought it down here. So we'll get this all loaded up, and I think that's probably where we'll call it an episode for today. When we meet again, it'll most likely be January, and we will be in the throes of the Jack Daniels production, and we may have a couple of oils to sell. Now, those were June and July. I was thinking maybe those were in January, but those are later in the year. But we'll definitely have more oil produced for when the time comes. So as we pull in here, guys, this is going to be it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to drop a like and turn on notifications for more videos. And I will see you guys in the next one.